But the only case that people can really make, his last fight, Jorge Rivera, like a fighter of more quality should be there instead. Like Akiyama and then Jorge Rivera. That's, Don't you guys see where I'm coming from with that?
Yeah,
like,
I see what you're saying.
But then again, like you said, Chael Sonnen, that's the guy who is supposed to get the shot. If somebody can beat him, by all means, that person should get the shot. So, one more thing I want to talk about before we get into the preview for Strikeforce Diaz versus Daley, which goes down next week. Stacked 4-fight card. I can't wait for that. UFC 132 was supposed to be co-headlined by BJ Penn and John Fitch. Not happening anymore. BJ Penn gets who next? You guys go.
They said they don't even know if they might just scrap him off the card altogether.
If they were supposed to, well, say they do put a fighter in there.
Carlos Condit.
That's the only fighter that comes to mind.
I like that fight.
No, that's not the only fighter. Who else could you give BJ Penn? There's some good contenders at welterweight that could maybe use a boost. I would not give Diego Sanchez to him because Diego Sanchez is coming off a loss, in my opinion. And BJ Penn has already destroyed him once before, so I'm not interested in seeing him destroying him again.
Apparently, Diego Sanchez is like willing to fight BJ Penn again. He wants to get in there with.
Yeah, but Diego Sanchez is, he's a nutcase, right? He doesn't fight anyone. He doesn't care. He just wants to fight.
Okay, say they do. I think the consensus fighter here would be Carlos Condit. Not only with us, but a lot of people.
You know what? Honestly, if that it sucks. It sucks that Cameron has that loss on that record because that I think he won the fight, and I thought if he won the fight, he should maybe get BJ Penn.
I personally, at this point, with Martin Cameron getting screwed out of that last fight, I think you should get Anthony Johnson next.
Maybe. Because I guess technically,
Dan Hardy's
based on the
a name.
record, they have to give him kind of a downgrade in terms of top, like from Diego Sanchez down to Anthony Johnson.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like that's punishment for him winning that fight, and in my opinion, beating Jake Shields as well.
Yeah. So say BJ Penn takes on Carlos Condit at UFC 132. Do you think they should put title implications on that fight? Carlos Condit wins, he gets a title shot?
Well, the argument here is that Condit's biggest win has come over Dan Hardy, and Dan Hardy has kind of been exposed as not much of a threat in the welterweight.
Dan Hardy was a title contender at one point, was he not?
Yeah, but
Rory McDonald
honestly,
was
Dan Hardy was in the right place at the right time because his wins did not warrant a title shot, in my opinion. He beat Mike Swick to get a title shot. That I don't know. That wasn't a big deal to me. I don't think that should have been a title fight in the first place.
He's 3-1. His 3-1. His only loss is Catman by split decision.
Who?
Condit.
Oh, okay.
He beat Hardy, McDonald, Ellenberger, and lost by split.
Okay, I know.
So why is he not in?
Actually, yeah.
A win over BJ Penn is, I think, the right stepping stone.
Besides GSP and Jake Shields.
Yeah, but I think the only I guess debate against that would be that his biggest win before that was Dan Hardy, so maybe you should get someone else. But I think beating BJ Penn is enough.
Besides Jake Shields, GSP, BJ Penn, and John Fitch, there's no one really out there other than Carlos Condit that can be in the upper echelon of the welterweight division.
It really seems like there are rumors floating around, and it seems like it'll be the case that it'll be Condit and Penn for number one contender.
Even if GSP wins, vacates the title, they get the basically shot.
Do you think they would give Fitch kind of a free pass and get him to fight the winner of that fight?
I personally think they would do that
for the vacant title.
I personally think they would do that only because the fight was supposed to happen, but he got injured. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like
and Fitch might have he's gotten enough wins in the welterweight division to warrant.
Exactly. He does not need to fight another middle tier fighter in the welterweight division to get another title shot. He's already wiped out the division.
As long as GSP is not the champion, then put him in the title fight.
I personally think if GSP loses, knock on wood, put GSP and John Fitch together. How would you guys feel about that?
They would definitely still give GSP a big opponent.
Yeah,
They're not
John
going to
Fitch.
knock his competition down.
They're not going to give him Dan Hardy again or something like Carlos
No,
Condit.
no. They would probably. Yeah, you know what? That'd be a good fight. Fitch and GSP.
Yeah, I would
Fitch a chance
love
to prove himself.
I would really love to see that fight.
I thought their first fight was really entertaining. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not interested in seeing it again because GSP really pounded on him," but Fitch hung in there and he was impressive to me in that fight.
I was surprised.
I remember watching that fight thinking, this is impressive because first round he got totally dominated, and the second round he came out and in my opinion came really close to winning the round. But I think GSP did win the round though.
Yeah.
But he came out, man. Fitch has heart. You saw it in that fight.
Yeah, personally, I really wanted to see another John Fitch and GSP fight, only because I think John Fitch has become a way better fighter than he was before. But nonetheless,
but he's become more boring. He needs to loosen up a bit and try and go for finishes more.
Yeah, but the only thing is, like, he seems like the only fighter that, other than, I think I'm selling into the Jake Shields hype, but I'm not giving Jake Shields a fight. But I'm saying that other than Jake Shields, I think Fitch is the only guy in that division that can give GSP a little bit of problem. A little bit. Especially, like, you know, from UFC 87, or it was 87, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ever since then, he's become a way better fighter, but nonetheless, GSP has as well. So, I would love to see that fight again. One more thing before we get into the preview.
Almeida retired.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Do you guys think his retirement is right, or do you think he probably could have had a run him?
Well, considering everything he listed, the whole family thing, he runs his own gym, his son having autism, I believe, and he's 34, 35. He's not really close to a title shot, and so, you know, might as well call it quits. And he hasn't looked that impressive in his last few fights, so I don't disagree with the decision.
In his last 5, he's 3-2. So, yeah. But then again, he lost his last fight.
I think he'd be a good coach. He could really mentor some guys.
Yeah, he has his own coach out there in New Jersey. Not coach, sorry, his own gym out there in New Jersey. So
yeah.
Also, he works a lot with Renzo Gracie.
I don't know. Maybe I guess he just can't compete now. I don't know. He didn't look that impressive against Mike Pyle.
Yeah. All right. You guys just want to get right into the preview, man?
We could do that. I'm looking forward to this card. I hope it's a good show. They tend to put on some.
Oh, the Strikeforce.
Yeah, Strikeforce, man.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay, what's the first fight on the main card?
First fight of the night: Shinya Aoki and Lyle Beerbaum.
I still don't agree with Beerbaum getting Aoki like a way bigger name than the one he fought before, or in his last fight, since he lost his last fight. Kind of strange, but I don't know. I think Healy should have just gotten Aoki, if anything.
So who wins this fight?
What happened to Aoki?
I haven't seen Lyle Beerbaum fight, but if he has good takedown defense, then he will destroy Aoki. If he doesn't, and Aoki gets it to the ground, then this fight's done. Submission.
So who are you guys taking?
I'm still got Aoki.
I'll take Aoki as long as he gets it to the ground.
I really want Aoki to win this. I am going to take him, but compared to...
well, you know how I feel about Aoki. I think he's way overrated.
Yeah.
I was watching some highlight reels of him.
He has impressive submissions, I'll give him that, but that's one dimension, and that's all he has.
One dimension, but where he's getting them from and how he's applying them,
I get it.
It's really unorthodox.
No. Well, he fought Gilbert Melendez. He was exposed. I think if he fought in the UFC, he'd be exposed again. He'd be like middle-tier fighter.
Since I lost to Melendez, he has 2 more wins by submission, and he's locking the key lock.
But
he's very versatile with the submissions.
But he needs to get that on a big name. He fought Melendez and he got destroyed. Mm-hmm. It was embarrassing.
No, it was, but let's just hope
he just kept trying to pull guard. It was pretty embarrassing.
Let's just hope he's gotten that much better since then.
He's got to diversify.
Aoki has beaten Eddie Alvarez, I believe.
Yes, he has. I'm looking. Yep.
He's
submission as a heel hook.
Yeah, it was a submission.
Round.
Yeah.
But how early into his career was that?
Who's career?
Eddie Alvarez.
Alvarez's?
I'm guessing it'd be early into his career. I don't know. I think if they fought now, Eddie Alvarez would have his way with him.
It was his second loss.
It was 2008.
That fight.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
I think if Alvarez fought him now, he'd win that fight.
Alvarez was coming off a victory against Kawajiri as well. So.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, wow, okay.
So Aoki may, you know,
There's
as long as Aoki can get it to the ground. The only problem I believe he had in the Melendez fight was obviously getting it to the ground. And against a powerful fighter like Melendez, obviously that's pretty hard. I believe he'll be able to get.
It was so embarrassing because he had no plan B. He was trying to pull guard. That's how desperate he was for it.
Yeah, if he can get his stand up at least good enough to at least hang in there with these guys and eventually get it to the ground, I think he could be a better fighter than he already is.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't seem to care to work on his stand-up or something.
Yeah,
I think he's just overconfident in his submission ability that he feels.
I don't know. You need to be able to.
I know definitely you do need to if you want to be successful, but I just don't think he gets it through his head.
Yeah, I know.
He has an impressive record as well. Like, you know, he's 26-5 with 1 no contest. Out of his last 3 fights, he's won all 3 of them, and he beat Kawajiri as well.
Yeah.
His third last fight. You know, so it's not that bad. He has a good record. I see him taking this fight. I don't think Beer Bomb's on his level yet.
I'll say, okay, he's going to take it.